What if I told you that most of the money you re-spending on your Mustang mods is completely wasted? You've seen the forums, you've watched the videos. Everyone's got an opinion on what makes a Mustang faster. But what's real and what's just marketing hype? Well, today we're cutting through all the noise. We've gathered the most popular Mustang modifications that Americans actually buy, and we're putting them to the test. No brand sponsorships, no biased opinions, just pure, data-driven results. We're going to rank these mods from worst to first, based on real performance gains. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to put your hard-earned cash to make your Mustang a true beast on the street and the track. Let's get started. Coming in at number 7, the mod that disappoints the most for its cost. Cosmetic aero. I'm talking about those aggressive-looking splitters, side skirts, and big wings that aren't wind tunnel tested. Look, I get it. They make the car look incredible, like a race car. But in terms of actual performance for a daily driver or even a weekend canyon carver, the effect is almost zero. At legal speeds, you're not generating any meaningful downforce. In fact, many poorly designed pieces can add weight and even create drag, slowing you down, unless you re-spending thousands on a professionally developed aerodynamic package and hitting triple-digit speeds on a racetrack regularly. This is the first place you'll see your money fly out the window with no real performance return. So, if looks are your number one priority, go for it. But if you're chasing lap times, this is not the place to start. Let's move on to number 6, cold air intakes. This is probably the most debated mod in the Mustang community. Every manufacturer claims huge horsepower gains, sometimes up to 15 or 20 horsepower from a simple bolt-on. The reality, it's a lot more complicated. On a completely stock Mustang GT, a cold air intake by itself might give you a handful of horsepower at the very peak of the rev range. Maybe 3 to 5, if you're lucky. The real benefit of a cold air intake only comes to life when you pair it with other modifications, specifically a tune. The factory airbox is actually pretty efficient. Where an aftermarket intake shines is its ability to flow more air, which a custom tune can then take advantage of by adjusting fuel and timing. You'll also get a much more aggressive induction sound, which is a plus for many drivers. So, is it useless? No, but is it the magic horsepower bullet it's often sold as? Absolutely not. Think of it as a supporting player, not the star of the show. At number 5, we have wheels. Now, this one can be tricky. A lot of people buy wheels for looks, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if we're talking performance, the key isn't the design, it's the weight. Your factory Mustang wheels are heavy. Switching to a set of lightweight, flow-formed or forged wheels can make a massive difference. This is what we call reducing unsprung mass. Lighter wheels allow the suspension to work more effectively, keeping the tire in better contact with the road. This improves handling, ride quality, and even braking. It also reduces rotational mass, which means your engine doesn't have to work as hard to spin the wheels up, leading to slightly better acceleration. The downside: truly lightweight wheels are expensive. And be careful, some cheap aftermarket wheels are even heavier than the stock ones. So if you're shopping for wheels for performance, make weight your #1 priority. It's a mod you can truly feel in the driver's seat. Cracking our top 4 is the exhaust system. Let's be honest, for many of us, this is the first mod we think of. The sound of a V8 is a huge part of the Mustang experience. An axleback or catback exhaust system will definitely give you that aggressive roar you're looking for. But what about performance? Similar to the cold air intake, the gains from just an exhaust on an otherwise stock car are minimal. You might see a small bump in horsepower, maybe 5 to 10, mostly due to reduced backbit. The real performance unlock from an exhaust comes when you go for a full system, including long tube headers. Headers are a different beast entirely. They significantly improve the engine's ability to breathe, and when paired with a tune, can unlock substantial power. We're talking 30 to 40 horsepower. So, for pure sound, a catback is great. For pure performance, you need to be thinking about headers, but be aware of emissions regulations in your area. Now we're getting into the serious game changers. At number 3, suspension. A stock Mustang handles pretty well, but there's so much room for improvement. This is where you transform the car from a muscle car into a true sports car. We're talking about lowering springs, upgraded shocks and struts, and stiffer sway bars. Lowering springs don't just improve the car's stance, they lower the center of gravity, which drastically reduces body roll in corners. Paired with high-quality dampers, like a set of Bilsteins or Konus, the car becomes incredibly planted and responsive. You gain so much more confidence pushing the car through turns. The car just feels more connected to the road. You can feel what the chassis is doing. This is a mod that won't show up on a dyno sheet, but on a winding road or a racetrack, it's worth more than any 20 horsepower. It completely changes the character of the car and makes it infinitely more fun to drive. Coming in at a very close number 2 is a mod that often gets overlooked: brakes. You can have all the horsepower in the world, but if you can't slow down, it's useless. Upgrading your brake system is crucial for both safety and performance. We're not just talking about big brake kits, which can be very expensive. A simple, cost-effective upgrade is to switch to high-performance brake pads and high-temperature fluid. This alone will dramatically reduce brake fade during spirited driving or on the track. When your brakes overheat, the pedal gets soft and your stopping power disappears. Better pads and fluid prevent this, allowing you to brake later and harder, lap after lap. For the next level, you can add stainless steel brake lines for a firmer, more consistent pedal feel. Good brakes give you the confidence to use the power you have. This isn't just about going faster, it's about being in control. Never ever skimp on your brakes. And finally, at number 1, the undisputed king of Mustang mods for performance per dollar: The tune, specifically a custom tune paired with a cold air intake. We talked about how these parts work together, and this is where it all pays off. A good tune from a reputable company completely rewrites the car's engine management software. It optimizes air-fuel ratios, adjusts spark timing, and can even improve throttle response and transmission shifting on automatic cars. When you combine a tune with a cold air intake and maybe some better flowing exhaust components, you're not just adding up small gains anymore. You're creating a synergy. The tuner can take full advantage of the increased airflow to safely extract a ton of power. We're talking potential gains of 30, 40, or even 50 horsepower and a huge bump in torque across the entire rev range. The car feels like a completely different animal. It's more responsive, pulls harder everywhere, and is just plain faster. For the money you spend, nothing else comes close to the performance transformation a proper tune provides. So let's recap. If you want to make your Mustang faster and more fun to drive, start with the things that give you the biggest bang for your buck. A tune is your number one priority. After that, focus on your connection to the road, brakes, suspension, and lightweight wheels with good tires. These are the mods that build a solid foundation. Then you can enhance the engine's breathing with a full exhaust system and cold air intake to support that tune. And finally, if you've got everything else dialed in and you've got some cash to spare, you can add that cosmetic aero for the race car look. Remember, building a car is a journey. It's about making smart choices that enhance your driving experience. Don't just follow the hype, follow the data. Thanks for watching, and if you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more no-nonsense car content. See you in the next one.